Assalam, assalam, assalam. Latif, AL-SUFIAN, Louis. Islam, Islam, Islam. Peace and love to all. Musalam. Musalam. We're going to get into true origin of Jesus. We're going to serve ourselves with two, get a trifecta and a five. And this would be the best way to sum this all up. Jesus' true origin. I'm going to open up a book from our beloved great prophets. As it is written, number 9, according to all true now, no mixing, we're talking clean and pure. According to all true and divine records. The divine records. We're talking about no building holding a file. We're talking about the divinity. You may know it as the Akashic records. But we're talking of the divine records of the human race. Of the divine records of the human beings. Check this out now. According to all records of the human being, there is no Negro, black, or color human attached to the human family. No human being could be attached to the human family and be Negro, black, or color. Instructions from our divine prophets. So if black people can't be black, according to true and divine records of all human beings, then we got to understand, what does the divine record say black people are? So let's go to the divine instructions from our divine prophets. Because all inhabitants, now we got to understand this, because we're finna go into a origin right here. Take it from message of the divine. So because all Africa are in awe of the human being, descendants the ancient Canaanite nation from the Holy Land of Canaan. Instruction says. The next instruction says, what your ancient you are today without doubt or contradiction. My goodness. So now we got to go into this understanding of the true and divine. When we talk about the inhabitants of Africa, that word of Africa is put the true as we go through divine prophet, because all the inhabitants of Asia were and are of the human beings, the descendants of the ancient Canaanite. So we did it, but if you didn't miss that and you were bored on this, we're gonna. The reason why this is so important. This is a whole. The divine individual. So as we refer from one prophet, we're going to the other prophet. By the older prophet as AL-SUFIAN. AL-SUFIAN representation of ancient Canaanite. Canaanite, who's now AL-SUFIAN. The people of AL-SUFIAN is from the Holy Land of AL-SUFIAN. So who is AL-SUFIAN? AL-SUFIAN is known as number 2, the sacred smoke. Number 3, the 54th name of Allah, the one, the absolute. Number 4, let the truth be now ancient people. So as they was referred to as in the latest work, ancient Canaanite nation, oldest works of the prophet, we have the ancient people. So the ancient people of AL-SUFIAN was known more. So now when we go and understand who is the AL-SUFIAN people, these are the people of the more raw, known as Moors. But now we finna bring true origin to what Moor is. This is what the origin of Esus is, better known as Jesus. So here we come. So your forefathers are ancient. Before history books rewrote ancient forefathers, out of their literature, all of the was established. So now the what we call Africa was Asia. So the Moors are from Asia geographically. And inhabitantly wise, they are the people of the Moor Ra. The people of Moor Ra now known as Arabs to the Roman Christians. So in their history books, when they write about your ancient forefathers, they put it in the title of Arab. So but when you see the word Arab, you got to take it back to the ancient people of Moor. So the people who encountered the Moor was Romans and so who are the Morab al-Dukan? Number 5, the first civilization. So we're talking about before your Sumerian writings. We're talking about before your Mesopotamian discoveries. We're talking before your Egyptian hieratic and hieroglyphs. We're talking before a pyramid was thought of. The first civilization and the first bringers of knowledge and wealth to the places they discover as Mesopotamia, the land of Egypt.
My goodness.
The Moab al-Dukan is Middle East with thought. Moab al-Dukan are the bringers of the knowledge you know that is in Egypt, that is in Mesopotamia, that is in Syria. Those things are the first civilization, the most ancient holy land, known as the Moab al-Dukan. The ancient people of the great forest. The people of the Great Lakes. So we pinpoint location. In the land of America, which will be by our ancestors, our ancient forefathers, called Moab al-Dukan, now called America, holds the name of the Great Forest, holds the name of the Great Lakes, and plains. Our ancient forefathers called the whole Marab al-Dukan Asia. The new founding fathers called this America. Our ancient forefathers,
Maybe.
the new founding fathers called it America. And of the ancient people, more raw, as we see that the Great Plains is located in Marab al-Dukan is the people who conquer the seasons, spring, summer, winter, fall, and were masters of architecture. So you see the Moorish architect with the bending arcs, architecture, Moorish arcs, were masters of architectures and science. So the true origin of our Moorish masters of architects and Moorish science is Marab al-Dukan. Marab al-Dukan, these be the people and the heritage of the Arab people. What you see today of any custom Arab is the heritage of Marab. Thus, the stubbornness of the Bedouins is not against the elements, but in remembrance of their ancestors, which is us. They didn't tell us about the Marab. So since you didn't know about your Marab, they was able to take the heritage, take off the M, and now the Romans and Christians call it Arab. Connection and became disconnected. When this is the remembrance of your ancient forefathers. The ancient people called Marab al-Dukan is the people as civilization began. See, this is very important. The first civilization in these lands is where the first civilization begins. In these lands and mountains.
That's right.
There's lands, mountains, great forests, great lakes. So now what your forefathers were, you are today, without doubt or contradiction. There is no one who has changed man from the descendant nature of his forefathers, unless his power extends beyond the great universal creator, Allah himself. So now, where does Jesus come in? What Jesus is considered to be carrying of teaching. To be coming or a bringer of holy teaching, a bringer of knowledge, you must be from a certain line. And Jesus himself was of a certain line. Everybody who was born has an ancient forefather. So we're going to learn that number 2, Jesus himself was of true blood of the ancient Canaanites. That will be more Al-SUFIAN, ancient Canaanites and Moabites. Now, do the prophets lie? Are any of the prophets of the divine in the business of lying?
No, sir.
It don't matter. We can zip it to the future or zip it back. It all lines and connects. We see people have been tampering with truth.
That's right. That's right.
So Jesus himself, blood of the Morab, the inhabitants of Asia. So we have the person, which is the bloodline, Morab al-Sukam, and we have the place, Asia.
That's right.
Modern day, they call it mind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're bringing back the true name
Yeah.
of all holy things. So why is Jesus' bloodline so important?
Oh, yeah.
This is why crucified our great. Let's go and find the foundation of Christianity. Began in. Now, who took Morab, named them to Arab? The Romans and Christians.
Yeah. Same one name in me, bro.
Number 4, Arab to the Romans and Christians is who the Romans and Christians called Morab. So these people called Roman had any control or any hand on your text. Jesus, one of our great prophets, they love anything that comes from. So this our great brother and all the prophets, we don't consider prophet. All prophets, great prophets, are our brothers. Now let's learn a little bit more about this. The Roman nations founded the first church. Our good brother, the great prophet, he wasn't born in Rome. He didn't follow the teachings of Rome, but somehow the church has teachings of Jesus, whom they crucified, and say these are the holy teachings. So the Roman nations, who called founded the first Christian church, of whom crucified Jesus, the moral al-Dukan, for seeking to redeem his people from under the Roman yoke and law. This is why this is so important. You have such teachings and you worship such teachings under or under the foundations of Christ. These are the people who crucified how could they? So now we find out he was from the Holy Land, Holy Grail, representing all Asiatics. So now, this is when another great prophet comes and tells you that this is why the nationality of the moral al-Dukan was taken away from them in 1774. And the word Negro blood was given to the Asiatic of America.
You know that's the truth.
Who were Moorish descent. Now we understand what Moorish descent means. Morab al-Dukan. Because they honor not the principles of Morab al-Dukan, their mother and father, and strayed after gods of Europe. Meaning Romans and Christians strayed after the gods of Roman and Christians, of whom they knew nothing. Who you think put these labels on you? Christians, Romans. Who took away your divine divinity and your divine rights? Romans. How? Through Christianity. Why is this important? Because Jesus, what he was teaching was against Rome and the Christians. But the church have covered this up now. Well, you have to be a scholar to know. If you just go hear the word plainly, you won't know none of this. This is divine revelation for all Asiatics to know and understand so they can believe the truth. And it is up to you yourself to free yourself. Truth alone as God is your Savior. And this is the holy teaching of Jesus. Why did they crucify him? He was seeking to redeem his people days from the pressure of the pale nations of Europe called Romans. Rome crucified Jesus according to Roman law, Christian law, Jewish law. Check this out. Then Europe had peace for a long time until Muhammad came on the scene and fulfilled the works of Jesus of Arab al-Dukan. So the prophets had a connection as cousins to each other. And descendants, our prophets are descendants from the line of man. So we need to understand Europe, Rome, what was in this holy teaching that they had to change and redirect the people. Church, Jesus, and a church version of the teachings of Jesus. Let's go. Number 5, Jesus to come, to redeem them from under the great pressure of the hands of the unjust. That the rulers and the rich would not oppress the poor and righteous. Also that the lion and the lamb may lay down together, and neither would be harmed when morning came. Here we come. These teachings, these holy teachings of Jesus were accepted by the Roman rulers, neither the Christian rich. Because they love in their church the principles of the 10 commandments. And through the 10 commandments, these Roman rulers and these rich Christians live while the poor and the righteous suffer and die.
Lord, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
So what was this holy teaching? AL-SUFIAN Islam. Allah. So we know through the instructions of the divine prophets that the last message we received that was divinely prepared, that our brother man, these holy teachings just came to show the way to Allah. And those holy teachings of showing you the way is AL-SUFIAN law. Just like the woman or man's nature, descendant nature of their forefathers can never change. So does the AL-SUFIAN Islam never change. This is the way of which there is no doubt. As guidance, as guidance, as guidance unto those who respect knowledge and beauty. Who reject ignorance and evil. Did Jesus not reject ignorance? Did Jesus not reject evil? Who seek the well-being of their kin. Their Moorish kin, their Asiatic kin, and their community. Why was the teachings so important? Because whoever attained through attaining the knowledge of the teachings was promised the spiritual promise and have everlasting life. This is why it's all worth it. That these may be certain of the truth. This is the everlasting promise. The way is a sacred gift. AL-SUFIAN, Allah, the first. So let the great prophet Jesus, did he live? Yes. Did he exist? Number 5, may honor and peace be forever upon his memory. Can you remember someone not exist? You remember your mama. Can you remember your father? To have a memory, as you see on a eulogy, is to mean you exist. So now we know that he came to exist. So where and what type of DNA?
Yeah. Yeah.
We know the indigenous roots. Esus. Let's continue. The Christians, called this great teacher, Jesus. A rule. Honor the hero, the Nazarene, Jesus of Nazareth. Sure. The great of these names, verily, Son of Man, of the